Welcome student to MJC Learning. My topic name is thermodynamics and is third lecture of thermodynamics. As we are already familiar with first law of thermodynamics, that heat supplied to the system will increase its internal energy and the work will be done by the system. If we rearrange this equation, delta U is equal to delta Q minus delta W. Delta Q is heat and delta W is work or change in work or change in heat. Delta Q is positive if heat is given to the system. Delta Q is negative if heat is given by the system. Delta W is positive if work is done by the system. Delta W is negative if work is done on the system. Both delta Q and delta W is path dependent, but delta U is path independent. It says that delta U is depend upon initial and final state and not on the process followed. This equation delta U is equal to delta Q minus delta W is path independent. If the equation was delta Q minus 2 delta W, then it will be path dependent. We have to consider only this delta Q minus delta W. This equation only gives you internal energy, which is a state variable. Next is work done from PV diagrams. But what is PV diagrams? It is a graphical representation of equation of state of a system. I guess we are already familiar with the equation of state, that is PV is equal to nRT, thermodynamic state equation. We are only going to consider ideal gases. So all we need to remember is PV is equal to nRT, where R is constant and N is number of atoms per unit volume. As you can see here, when volume expands, work will be positive. In the first graph, Vi is smaller than V2 and process of work is towards from 1 to 2. So here volume is increasing, therefore work will be positive. In second graph, we see that arrow is shown towards upward direction. So V1 is greater than V2, that is final volume is smaller than initial volume, therefore here gas is compressed, so work done will be negative. In the last graph, pressure is constant and volume is changing. Here also volume V2 is greater than V1, therefore work done will be positive. If there is no change in the volume, that is volume remains constant, then work done will be 0. Now how work is path dependent? There are state A and state B. Let us consider state A as initial state and state B as final state. So there are three different ways to move from state A to state B. First is directly from A to B. Second is A to C and C to B. Third is A to D and D to B. In graph B, it is a direct process from A to B where pressure and volume is changing. Next is from A to C where pressure is constant and volume is changing. From C to B where pressure is changing and volume is constant. Last is this D graph where pressure is changing from A to D and at constant volume, and then at constant pressure volume is changing from D to B. So for every graph there are different processes here, and if you want to calculate work done in this all processes, we know that area under the curve gives you work done. So you can see that most of the work done is in graph C and less than that is in graph B and very less in graph D. You can see the shaded area It is maximum in graph C, and then in B, and then in D. So work is, yes, it is an path dependent process. Here initial and final state in all the graph are same, only the process followed are different, and this processes followed next is sum. A gas is contained in a vessel fitted with a movable piston. The container is placed on a hot stove. A total of 100 calories of heat is given to the gas, and the gas does 40 joules of work in an expansion resulting from heat. Calculate the increase in internal energy in the process. Heat given to the system is 100 calories. 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joules. Therefore 100 calorie will be 418 joules. Work done by the gas is 40 joules. Work done here is expansion. Therefore work done will be positive. From the first law of thermodynamics, delta Q is equal to delta U plus delta W. Therefore delta U is equal to delta Q minus delta W, which will be 418 minus 40, which is nothing but 378 joules. Internal energy, increase in internal energy will be 378 joules. Next is different types of thermodynamic processes. There are reversible and irreversible process, isobaric process, isothermal process, adiabatic process, isochoric process, acyclic process. Isobaric process is in which pressure remains constant. Isothermal processes is in which temperature remains constant. Adiabatic processes in which change in heat is constant. Isochoric process is in which volume is constant. Cyclic process is in which initial state and final process state is same. Next is, what is the difference between reversible process and irreversible process? In a reversible process is a change that can be retraced in reverse direction. The path of reversible thermodynamic processes is the same in the forward and reverse direction. Such change are very slow and there is no loss of energy in the process. Reversible processes are ideal processes. As you can see from the graph, from A to B the same path is followed, and from B to A same path is followed. Irreversible process. An irreversible process is a change that cannot be retraced in reverse direction. As you can see, from A to B it goes in curved path, and from B to A it goes straight. The path of irreversible thermodynamic process is not same in the forward and reverse direction. There is a permanent loss of energy from the system due to friction and other dissipative forces in an irreversible process. Irreversible processes are mostly real in thermodynamic processes. Yes. Next is, we have seen work done is equal to force into displacement, but in thermodynamics we are dealing with the gas, therefore we need pressure and volume. So we have to see work in terms of pressure and volume. If you can see equation written in red color, dW is equal to P dot dV, is a very important equation. Students, we are going to use it everywhere. Let us consider a cylinder with movable, massless and frictionless piston so that its volume can change. Let the cross-sectional area of the cylinder be A and the constant pressure exerted by the gas on the piston be P. The total force exerted by the system on the P will be F is equal to PA. The piston moves from an infinitesimal distance dx. Then work done is nothing but force into displacement, that is F into dx. F is PA into dx. Therefore dW will be is equal to FPA dx. A dx is nothing but volume, change in volume. So now your equation will be dW is equal to P dot dV. This is a very important equation. Now looking to our isobaric process, in which pressure is kept constant. If you have observed here, pressure is kept constant. In real life we cannot keep pressure constant. As you know that on piston The gas which is closer to the piston will exert more force on the piston, and the gas away from the piston will exert less pressure on the piston. So there is definitely pressure varying. So we cannot keep the pressure constant, but here we have kept pressure constant, that is isobaric process. So work done in isobaric processes will be integration of dW. dW value is P dot dV. As you know, pressure is constant, so pressure can be moved out of integration sign, and if we integrate dV, we will get V. Substituting its final and initial equation value, it will give you P multiplied by Vf minus Vi. This is work done under isobaric process. Now work done under isothermal process. In isothermal processes, temperature remains constant. If temperature remains constant, we can apply Boyle's law, that is P dot V is equal to constant. That is initial pressure and initial volume is equal to final pressure into final volume. That is P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 constant. dW is P dot V. I have already told you this is a very important equation. If you want to find complete work done by the system, that is dW is equal to integration of dW. We have just substituted dW value in this equation, P dot dV. We already know ideal gas equation, as I have already stated that we are going to use only ideal gas. Therefore PV is equal to nRT. Therefore we can substitute P is equal to nRT by V in equation W, work equation. So W will be nothing but integration of nRT by V dV. nRT all are constant, as temperature, this is an isothermal process, temperature is constant, so nRT is moved out of integration sign. Integration of 1 by x dx will give you log of x, therefore 1 by v dv will give you log of v. Substituting its final and initial value, you will obtain W is equal to nRT log of Vf by Vi. Now we are talking about ideal gas equations. So in ideal gas, internal energy depends upon temperature. In isothermal processes, temperature remains constant, therefore internal energy will be constant. So the amount of heat supplied to the system will be completely utilized by work done. As you can see the graph of P versus V, this graph is for isothermal processes. The pressure and volume is changing. As you can see, we have already previously also seen this graph twice or thrice. If you can note here from A to B, that curved line path 1 shows isothermal process. Here this P first graph 1 to 2, this also shows isothermal process. Thank you, and next topic will be isochoric, adiabatic and cyclic processes. Thank you.